Hello, tabletop war game players. I got these models from different games that I want to use to proxy in Warhammer games. So I have this dragon from Temple of Elemental Evil, Dungeons and Dragons, and I want to use it in an elfin army as like a moon dragon or a star dragon or something like that. These black, gray, and white ones are from the Witcher Old World, and I want to use those for elven armies, giant eagle. There's a mount that's like a giant elk or whatever, so it's really cool looking for that. Here's some more the Witcher armies that I'm not sure what I was going to do with those, but something in order. I was going to use these merfolk for sea elves. They're from Magic the Gathering Arena of the Planeswalkers. There's some phoenix. I know there's like men that are phoenix, elves that are phoenix too, but there's also some animals. And then some more elven armies will be these Dungeons and Dragons ones. And then I have some from Cursed City. I have an elf. I have these green elves from Arena of the Planeswalkers. There's some pre-painted heroes and stuff that I'll use for some kind of a human army. So the human armies that I want to make are Bretonia and Empire. And I have these, lots of Stormcast Eternals. And I have some Iron Golem. You would think you would use those in Chaos, but I'm thinking I could probably fit them into a human army. Because nobody's good in Warhammer, right? I know they have guys like this, witch hunters, stuff that I can use. I made a video about Avacyn. She's from Arena of the Planeswalkers. Bunch more Cursed City that I'll use for various things. Talked about how to assemble these cabinets in one of my videos. If you look in dust-free storage and transport, I talk about how to build that. And I got these core from Arena of the Planeswalkers, KOR, and then some other characters that I made a video of. They're actually vampires, but I'm going to use them as humans. They're not too obviously vampires. I got a few dwarves. Dwarves is what I really need very much. That was from Temple of Elemental Evil. I got a bunch of the Witchers from the Witcher Old World game that I'm going to use. Some more dwarves over here from Temple of Elemental Evil. Some more Iron Golem. So I'm trying to get these painted up so I can use them in the original games that they were for, and then also use them in Warhammer. And yeah, this is not supposed to be in here. This should be in Xeno, so I'll move it. I got my templates for Old World, and some of this stuff was from Arena of the Planeswalkers, which will make nice scattered terrain for WarHammer Old World Fantasy. The next box is Xenos, so this is Warhammer 40K. And I got a bunch of scattered terrain and some Tyranids and some obviously Tyranid terrain that was 3D printed. This stuff is all from Pariah Nexus Kill Team. Not the most useful terrain, but really cool looking scatter terrain anyways. These ferns should be under Imperium because they look like earth plants somewhat. So I'll probably move them. Put this under Xenos, the thing with the tentacles. Doesn't look very Earth-like. More of that Pariah Nexus scattered terrain, and then some 3D printed really cool things. Then I got some Death Guard here, some Tyranids, some Raptor X from Warcry, that big set. A bunch more 3D printed plants, alien plants. I was originally going to use the Raptor X as flesh hounds, but then I have other stuff I can show you that I can use for that instead. These are really cool. I want to use these for a Catacan. Jungle Fighters planet that's been invaded by chaos. Like chaos demons. And then I have some Necrons here, some more Tyranids, some Golem that wasn't really sure what to do with from Temple of Elemental Evil, and some alien looking plants from 3rd edition. They're really cool. I've never assembled, but I need to do it. And then also some Furies I'll use for something. Doesn't mean I'll necessarily have to use this stuff in 40K, but I could. Then the tall stuff, there's some elementals that I might use for some kind of Xenos. More 3D printed plants, some Tyranids, some more Furies, little dragon whelp, stuff like that. This is Chaos. So this is probably my biggest stuff, and where I'm going to do the most proxy in. I got a bunch of stuff from Temple of Elemental Evil. I got some Plague Walkers from 40K that I'm going to use as Forsaken. I have my Flesh Hounds, which in some cases they're Flesh Cats. And I could also add like those little fin things on their throats, you know, to them. But if I did that, I would do it with blue tack or sticky tack. I wouldn't do it permanently because I want to be able to use these again for the games that they're meant for. There is a banner that I created from Untamed Beasts. I got my Untamed Beasts, which are going to be the greatest marauders ever. And then I also have this lion guide that I'll maybe use as a flesh hound also. I'm sure these guys look pretty chaotic, so I'll do something with these from The Witcher. Another Witcher guy, pretty cool looking. Got a bunch of corn, just primed and zenithal. And then I got some guys from Temple of Elemental Evil that I would like to use for Chaos Warriors. They'll be kind of small. And these guys will be my some kind of chaos armies. I can't remember what I should have made this video a long time ago, sorry. So I've forgotten what I wanted to proxy this stuff as I was looking through a lot of the army books. Forces of Fantasy and the Ravening Hordes books. Got some Slaves of Darkness, which are meant to proxy stuff. It's just so big, though. And I got some mounts from Warhammer 40K for Slanesh, which used to be in Warhammer Fantasy, and now they've taken them out. But I'm sure this stuff will come back, and it's kind of your chance to get it cheap. I have this pre-painted guy from Arena of the Planeswalkers. He's actually a Planeswalker, Arlen. And these guys are going to be skin wolves. I also like if it's green and it's green magic and magic, MTG. I like to have them kind of have a green theme. So doing that with flesh wolves will be kind of challenging. I got a couple of corn guys that I got cheap because it was 2 of them pre-assembled. Made a video about the Manicore. This guy I made a video of. I'm going to paint them red. I found up with a color scheme where I can leave some of them this purple color because it looks so awesome. So he's a corn guy. I'm going to paint him red, part of him. And this is called Instrument of Chaos. So there's actually, in Age of Sigmar, there's actually stuff you can do with that. This is going to be my Greater Chaos spawn. He's from Arena of the Planeswalkers. He's an Eldrazi. I got these, which are going to be like Blue Horrors, Chaos Spawn. These are going to be my ogres, and this guy from Cursed City. And this is going to be my Chaos Dragon, a $10 toy. This is going to be a giant. More Chaos Spawn. Some mounted guys. Here's a Juggernaut that guy I just showed you was mounted on. I got my Chaos Lord on Demonic Steed and my Sorcerer that I talked about. It's also a chance for me to go back and paint this stuff. This is how the WarHammer Warpaints Fanatics, 216 video fits into all this, as I'm diluting a lot of those paints for the airbrush so that I can get some color on them and then just finish up with the brush, right? This is an interesting looking guy for the Witcher, which I'm sure I'll find a good use for. Maybe an ogre. Just he has a hammerhead. Okay, destruction, I have a shield. And we put really flat things in these upper trays. Okay, nothing in those. Here's a bunch of cool boys that I'm going to use as orcs and goblins until I can get my actual battalion painted. These guys are going to be my trolls. They're from Dungeons and Dragons, Temple of Elemental Evil. It's supposed to be the best version of that game, of those games. These are from Arena of the Planeswalkers. Nice little goblins. I was going to build a Doom Diver and have that be my crew. And then this will be the wings from my Doom Diver. It's for Core, K-O-R, which I mentioned earlier. I'm going to attach that to my goblins when they're Doom Divers. Really cool wings. Although they look a little technical for goblins, they'll be all right. And I got for Age of Sigmar some more cool boys so that I can do my spearhead. And I got a little wolf and a wolf rider guy, metal that I need to paint. I got a couple, well, this one's a sorcerer and this one is an orc lord, mounted on pigs so far. But I also have the ability to put them on this Reaper Bones wyvern that I got for $15. There's a sticker right on it. It was about the same price as it sold for a long time ago. And he fits on there. He's gonna be awesome if I have the points to run him, right? I'm also gonna do a lot of painting. I know the wings are very plain, but I'm gonna do a really cool paint job on him. So look for that video coming. And that's destruction. I work in Goblin Army for fantasy. And you'll be able to see this stuff up close as I paint it and prepare it better. This is Death. I got some war cry scenery. Some more war cry scenery. Except for these, for another brand. And then for vampire counts, I have the Warcry set, Crimson Court, and I have some vampires from The Witcher, and I have Vargeist, which fits into the vampire counts from the Night Haunt. And then I decided I was going to use a lot of these Night Haunt for skeletons, and I was going to use these little Dungeons and Dragons guys for ghouls or for zombies. And some of the guys may become human and get moved to order too. Some of the zombies. I mean, some of the vampires, because there's too many vampires. And I made a video of this. This is my Chaos Lord on Zombie Dragon, and some more Night Haunt, and some more Vargeist. This is a really cool model from The Witcher, which I'll use for something scary. Almost done, guys. If you made it this long, I really appreciate it. Helps the channel a lot. The last group is Imperium Nihilus and Sanctus. I know that's odd ones to put together, but I don't have very much Chaos Space Marines yet, so it'll work out good until I get another cabinet. So there's some scatter terrain and some craters for WarHammer 40K. Some Ultramarines I painted. I'm going to make a new group of Space Marines that are red with fleur-de-lis on them that I've seen in old 3rd edition and 4th edition Warhammer books called the Red something or other. And I'm going to have those be an apocalyptic army with my Sisters of Battle. I think I only have one Sisters of Battle painted. Not even painted, just primed. But I have lots of those. And lots of Space Marines to assemble and paint. And then finally, thanks for your patience, I have some more scattered terrain that's just been primed, and then some Kill Team stuff that I got painted. And these are actually aquarium plants that I got cheap on eBay. They're actually little aquarium plants that I'm using as ferns. So they look pretty Earth-like, so I'm going to have them be on my planets that the Space Marines are on. And that's about it. If you watched it all the way to the end, I really appreciate it. Check your subscription status, please, because I know sometimes my subscribers go away. So I'd really appreciate it if you check that status. If you wouldn't mind dropping a like on it, I'd appreciate it. And I love comments. I answer each and every one of the comments, and I so appreciate you guys doing that. I live for that. Thank you, War Gamers, Tabletop Gamers.